ARMP ran up a huge gain in the regular session of yesterday, the 22nd of October 2025, reaching the highs of around $16.34. In this pre-market session of today, the 23rd, it has retreated from those highs with a loss of 6.1%. But here is a deeper dive into that phase 2A trial.
Here's a deeper dive into Armada Pharmaceuticals Inc., ticker ARMP. The recent buzz around its bacteriophage therapy, APSAO2, and what the upside and risks might look like, including commentary on the possibility of a future offering or double digit price target. Okay, so what's the news? Armada has just announced positive results from its Phase 2A, also Phase 1b/2A trial, named DISARM, of APSAO2 for treating complicated bloodstream infections caused by Staphylococcus aureus, both MSSA and MRSA. The trial enrolled 42 patients in the randomized portion. 29 received APSAO2 plus best available antibiotics, BAT, and 13 received placebo plus BAT. At day 12, test of cure for APSAO2, the clinical response rate per investigator was 88% in the APSAO2 group versus 58% in the placebo group. Adjudication committee, 83% versus 58%. Importantly, 0% non response or relapse in the APSAO2 arm at later follow up, 1 week post BAT, and at end of study, versus around 22 to 25% in the placebo arm. Safety: APSAO2 was well tolerated. No serious adverse events attributable to the drug. Two mild AEs, one transient liver enzyme elevation, and one hypersensitivity in the phage arm. The company is planning to move into a pivotal phase 3 superiority trial targeted for 2026, subject to feedback from the U.S. Food and Drug Administration, FDA. The asset APSAO2 has some attractive features. The phage cocktail reportedly covers around 95% of tested S. aureus isolates, including drug resistant ones, and has biofilm penetration capability. In short, big milestone for phage therapy, which historically has had trouble in controlled trials, and for Armada specifically. The market/community reaction has been strong. Why the optimism? Could become new standard of care, double digit price levels, offering might be on the horizon. Here's what supports the positive narrative. 1. Large unmet medical need. Staph aureus bacteremia is serious. High mortality, up to 40 and higher in older patients, despite antibiotics. MRSA infections in particular have limited new therapeutic options. A therapy that reliably improves cure rate, reduces relapse, shortens hospital/ICU time has real value. The phage approach could differentiate from standard antibiotics and may address resistance or biofilm related issues. 2. Strong efficacy signal. The 88 versus 58% differential is meaningful. The zero relapse figure in the phage arm is particularly compelling. These data, being randomized and blinded, adds credibility versus anecdotal phage therapy data. If replicated in phase 3 and approved, this could shift practice, i.e., new standard of care. 3. Regulatory and business potential. If the FDA accepts a superiority trial design and then approves APSAO2, Armada could capture meaningful market share in this indication and perhaps expand to others, prosthetic joint infections, etc. Given the unmet need and potential premium pricing, the double digit share price projection, i.e., greater than $10 or more, is being floated by the community relative to current valuation. An offering, either equity or partnering or licensing deal, might be anticipated. Biotech companies with promising data often raise capital or enter collaboration deals ahead of phase 3 or approval. That could further fuel investor interest. 4. Catalyst timeline. Presenting at a major meeting, ID Week 2025, as a late breaking abstract adds scientific visibility. phase 3 planned for 2026, this gives a forward path and potential stock catalysts, trial design announcement, enrollment updates, partnering announcements. But the risks and caveats, important to keep balanced. While the excitement is understandable, several important caveats apply. 1. Small sample size. 42 randomized patients is relatively small for broad generalization. Phase 3 will need many more patients and ideally more diverse populations. 2. Positive does not equal guaranteed approval. Success in Phase 2A doesn't guarantee regulatory approval. The FDA may demand larger safety database, longer follow up, broader indication. 3. Business/financial risk. Armada is a clinical stage biotech, likely no meaningful commercial revenue yet. Cash burn, funding needs, manufacturing scaling for phage product are real issues. For example, summary evaluations show weak financial ratios. 4. Market adoption. Even if approved, uptake in hospitals for bacteremia may face obstacles: physician habits, protocol changes, reimbursement negotiation. 5. Competitive risk. Other therapies, new antibiotics, immunotherapies, are always in play. Also, manufacturing phage cocktails at scale and regulatory and quality demands, CGMP, may be challenging. 6. Valuation risk. The double digit price is being speculated, but if trial delays or negative surprises emerge, the upside could be limited and downside considerable given current small cap status. 7. Offering dilution risk. If the company needs to raise funds, a new offering could dilute existing shareholders. This is often a concern in biotech after a positive trial, but before commercial product. So, what to watch and when? If you're evaluating or tracking ARMP, key upcoming items include announcement of Phase 3 trial design, size, endpoints, sites, whether superiority or non inferiority, and regulatory path, FDA discussions. Partnering licensing deals, big pharma collaboration, which could bring validation and cash. Manufacturing and scale up progress for APSA02. Phage manufacturing is more complex than small molecule drugs. Enrollment commencement and interim updates of Phase 3, if disclosed. Financial updates, cash runway, any financing or offering announcements, burn rate. Competitive landscape. Any other players in bacteremia or phage therapy space, new antibiotics entering. Reimbursement and regulatory signals. Will hospitals adopt or how will payers view phage therapy? Safety data. While Phase 2A looked good, longer term safety and larger numbers are yet to be seen.
Okay, so just have a look and see what you make of all of these. And thank you very much for watching this video.